We have here today an iconic metal band with 2 decades of fusing orchestration with raw power and profound lyrics. So, with us today is Within Temptation. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, thank you for having me.
How are you doing? How was the trip over here?
It was a good trip. It was a long one, but traveled all day from Romania to Wacken today. But it was a good, comfortable ride. So.
Were you touring over there in Romania?
No, we had a festival. Yeah, Rockstad we played at. And it was quite a drive from Bucharest, and then another flight to the Netherlands, and then go by bus to Germany.
But was the weather as good as here?
It was a bit better, to be honest.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? It's like sunny and everything.
So, how does one prepare mentally to play the holy ground of metal?
That's a good question, actually, because I do, Wacken is like one of the names for metal festivals. It's everybody wants to play here, so you want to play your best set list. That's one of the things.
And how do you find that consensus with the band of saying this is our best set list?
Well, it depends a little bit what kind of audience you have, and that diverses a little bit. Sometimes we're at mainstream festivals, and then you have a bit of a different set list because you wanna reach out to those who don't know you yet also, or don't know you that well. And as a band, we have changed throughout the time so much. Since the time that we started as the band that we are now, it's quite different. So we can variate a bit with our set lists in that case.
We've been asking a lot of vocalists this time on their screaming techniques and learning a lot about different techniques.
Yes.
But you are more known as a very good singer. How do you take care of your voice, and what advice could you give young aspiring vocalists?
Well, for someone who never had any singing lessons, I'm self-taught. And the thing is that there are many ways to roam. Meaning like there are many ways to sing and to train your voice. I learned by just listening and try to sound like the people that I really love their voices. And that could be from any genre. And that's how I trained, to sing a lot, to listen a lot, and try to reach those notes which were difficult by training over and over. And as long as your voice is not hurting, you're doing it in the right way. But I would also suggest to always go to a vocal coach and to test if what you're doing is the right way. And one another thing is that embrace how you sound. Like don't try to be like someone else, but find your own identity within the singing also.
I mean, if you had tried to sound like, I don't know, Madonna, then we wouldn't have Sharon from Within Temptation today.
No, I don't think so, no.
You guys are no strangers to Wacken. You played here a few times. And I would like to know, what feeling is it to have this huge amount of people singing the songs that you wrote?
Yeah, that always gives goosebumps. And I think that, finding that frequency that everybody's into, finding the frequency of the band together with, in lining with the audience, if you can find that sweet spot, that's the best thing that can happen to a band. And especially when they are singing, you're there.
Was there any special time that it brought a tear to your eyes because the emotion was so overwhelming?
I must say the last time we played at Wacken was pretty much that. So I'm really hoping was a bit better weather, but the atmosphere was there, the engagement of the audience was there. So I'm hoping that they will like this show as well. Like I said, we've changed throughout the time, and the last time we played was, I think, with the Resist album, so the previous album. We changed a little bit more, and I'm just wondering how today will go in.
I think that metal is one of the least casual styles of music, because it's not very often that you find a person that says, yeah, I was into Slayer that one summer and then I just stopped listening. If you are a metalhead, then you're usually a metalhead for life.
That's true.
But you guys have managed to climb the German charts with 3 songs. You had Stand Your Ground, Mother Earth, and Ice Queen that were in the top 20 of the German charts.
Yes.
So even people like my dad, I found him listening to the radio and bopping along to it. So what is the recipe for writing a symphonic metalhead that's so irresistible that even mainstream people can't resist it?
Well, that's the $1 million question, I guess, but I don't know.
Give us the sauce.
I don't know. That's the magic, that you don't know, and you don't do it for that. It just happens, and I think that success embraced us by chance also. It's just things coming together at one point, and you had the right song in the right moment. And I guess it appealed to a lot of people, which we didn't know either. We were a hobby band when that happened to us. So, meaning like a hobby band, like we were not professional. We did it next to our jobs. And when we did finally get this success, we were like, you know what, we're going to follow this path and see where it ends and just enjoy the ride. And we're still here, not having to search for another job again.
So you can really now just do this.
Yeah. Of course, yes, for many years already. But our parents are happy about that as well. Like when your kids just go out saying, yeah, I want to be in music, they're like, oh my God, can't you get a real job? But for us it turned out really well. And just doing by having our own compass of what we like ourselves, to write, and that became successful somehow.
Yeah, I've been always more into new metal and metalcore, but I remember being a young kid and watching German television, and Within Temptation was coming on a lot with, I think back then it was Mother Earth, and the vibe, it always struck me as like very positive fantasy, and even the songs like Stand Your Ground that are more on a more darker subject, but it always felt a little bit more like melodramatic. But I've been listening to Bleed Out, the new album, and I wasn't expecting, like, it was heavy as fuck, pardon my language, because I was sitting there like, what breakdowns, down-tuned guitars, what happened? And I was loving it. What brought this evolution of your music to delve into this more modern sound?
Well, we've always tried to catch up with the sound of today, meaning like that you don't want to sound like that you started like 30 years ago, which we did almost, and you want to be in the moment of the sound of the moment. And because that's what we love to evolve ourselves and our sound and try new things. That's something that we've always had since the beginning. We never had an album that sounded like the previous one, more or less. For maybe an outstander who doesn't know the genre that much, might sound all alike, I don't know. But for people who are in the scene, they will find it like big differences. And the thing is, so that's one of the reasons. And another thing is that technology has evolved in a way that we were always very limited with my kind of voice because it's a very light voice, and the guitars could never go that low to compensate with my lightness of my voice. So I always had to compensate with my voice, or the guitars were in a certain range. And nowadays we can detune everything, and it's like a whole range of new variations of lines you can sing and make with your guitars and your music in general. So we're very happy with that, and we love the new sound of metalcore bands and everything what's happening right now. That we will never be, of course, a metalcore band, but we use the influences that we can use for our kind of music and make it like a new, refreshing sound in a way.
What are some modern bands, like metalcore bands, that have inspired you to write some music?
Well, actually, Anisoke is one of the bands that we collaborated with. One of the songs is Shed My Skin, and they were on tour with us also on the previous tour. They were one of the bands that really inspired us to try new things. But there are many out there that we like, and also another band that we took with us was Blind Date from Ukraine, and also a very young, inspiring band with a lot of new sounds that they're trying out. And we just love that. Sleep Token, all those bands, it's, of course, who doesn't listen to them? And so it's all inspiring,
Well, it's strange because a lot of people listen to them, but I always find it so befuddling that when bands start trying out new stuff like Sleep Token, it always gets a lot of backlash. But then 20 years later, they're all like, no, we all loved it. It was amazing.
But that's,
Like, I remember Limp Bizkit and Korn back in the day. They had so much love, but also hate.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, they are untouchable. They are like...
now they're like icons and everybody loves them. Yeah, but that's always how it happens. People need to adjust to new sounds. And I think myself also, when I love a band, I find it very difficult when they try something new. But on the other hand, 2 years later, when I've had it already played over and over, then you catch up with their direction, And so I can imagine people having that backlash in the beginning. I remember also once that we had an interview with an interviewer. He said, I really hate this song with Exhibit, for instance, that we once did. And then...
With the X Gone Give It To You guy?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we did a song with him. And I still love that song. I think the crossover was brilliant, to be honest, because of him, because he really made that song like give that extra that we needed. And we let him also have carte blanche on what he wanted to write for it, lyrically, but also vocally. What he came up with was really good. And the interviewer said, I really hate that song. I can't believe you made that song. It's like, but I have to tell you honestly. He said, okay, that's your right. And I saw him like a half year later again at the festival, and he came to me. He's like, I really have to apologize. You know, this album has been nonstop playing on our office, and this song is my favorite now. I really have to confess that I do like it now. But it is catching up sometimes. Sometimes people hate it and will in 20 years still hate it. But sometimes people also come back to you, like, I have to apologize. I understand what you're trying to do with the song.
And keep in mind that when Queen released Bohemian Rhapsody, the critics, they were
like
eating it up. Like, this is horrible. This is
exactly. I can't imagine now even, you know.
It's and now it's like one of the best songs that we ever had.
All over the world, and everybody recognizes it.
I saw an interview of you that really, I found it really beautiful what you said, because you've been around the world and you see places where they have different traditions or other belief systems where maybe it's hard for people to be who they want to be because of the limitations that society sets. What has helped you become the person that you are today?
Oh, that's a good question. It's a process, I guess. I'm more confident than I was when I started this band. I was really nervous always in interviews and stuff like that. But I think, of course, success helped. You know, like confirming that what you're doing musically gives you also the confidence. Okay, I'm not trying anything, and people don't think I'm crazy, but they actually like it. That helps, of course. And growing up, of course, it's falling down, learning from your failures, and trying again with the same positivity that you started with. I think that's one of the things that helped me.
Absolutely love it. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. But you never lose.
No, you never. That's exactly it. Yeah, exactly.
Finally, I would have some quick questions for you. I'm going to give you certain terms. And you must answer with just 3 words.
Oh my God, that's difficult. I'm always have a lot of words always, but
the best part of touring.
Together, meaning like crew, band, and the first word together. Adventure, music.
And the worst part of touring?
Together. The weather sometimes. Fatigue.
Your motivation?
Passion for music. Friendship. The world.
Things you hate?
Oh God. War, of course. How do you say? And I'm not sure how to say.
You tell me in Spanish, I can translate.
You're so funny. When people condemn you.
Judgment. Judgmental people.
Judgmental. And when you don't have the same possibilities in life, probably.
Like unfairness.
Unfairness, I've big problem with that.
3 things that you love.
Family first. Friends. Going on the road with the band and crew.
And Within Temptation?
Within Temptation is passion. Friendship. Love.
Oh,
it is.
Big one.
Yeah.
And finally, Wacken.
Wacken. Metal. Passion. And a lot of mud.
Well, I love that you brought up passion so much.
I
really want to thank you for taking the time for this interview. And I know that you will bring the passion tonight to the metalheads seeing you.
Be there.
See you there, metalheads.